98 average. Peter Wright with 105 average. Gabriel Clemens with 103 average. He's only had one poor game where he's gone out. That was when he lost to Jose de Sousa in his board final in the second event. That could happen again here with de Sousa on the same board.
41.
It could be a Gary Anderson showdown in the second round. At the minute, it looks like Adrian Lewis is blasting Gary Blades off the board. There's 20 points in the averages right now.
140.
Gary Anderson will take on Jesus Nogueira. Another Iberian talent, the man from Spain.
85. 58.
Lovely first dart.
140.
He does look smooth. That throw looks really good from Adrian. It's nice to see. It's always nice to see Adrian Lewis playing well. Oh, hello, double top.
Game shot.
Oh, Gary Blades, where has that come from? 135 checkout. Adrian Lewis raises the eyebrows. He wasn't expecting it. Offers the fist
96.
bump at the end of it. Very, very impressive, Gary Blades. Oh, just a little sign of what he can do.
135.
Not bad. Back-to-back 135s for Gary Blades then. Oh, lovely. Lovely stuff, Adrian Lewis. Even Van Gerwen has said that Lewis has probably got more natural talent than he has, whatever that phrase means. But when you see him throwing, when he's not worrying about how fast he is or how slow he's going, when he's settled into a rhythm, when that smoothness in the arm is back, it's just like being transported back a few years when Adrian Lewis was winning major titles every single year.
99.
World title, European Championship, UK Open. And not just winning them incredibly. Double top.
Game shot.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Really, really good from Adrian Lewis. 11 darter. Jackpot is back. Just the 106 average right now.
121.
Gary Blades getting the full Adrian Lewis experience here.
$100.
Not sure if there's been a little tweak in the equipment for Adrian Lewis. Not
58.
sure what darts he's using. I mean, he's always preferred a pretty simple, straight-barreled, ring kind of grip design.
100.
He's had various iterations of them, changed the weights. But when he was really struggling, not quite sure what he was trying to do with his game, he started
81.
using Raymond van Barneveld darts. He was just looked a bit lost at times. And there have been occasions where he's not been sure how quick to throw. He slowed things down. But this looks so good. This is marvellous to see from Jackpot. He can win anything. There is no doubt about this man's talent and his ability. His ceiling of performance. A 174 from Blades keeps him interested, but for how long? For how long?
82.
Long enough to get a shot at this 67. Beautiful. Up for double four then.
63.
Well, I tell you what, if he'd taken all his chances, this game would be a bit different. But he hasn't, and he hasn't had many chances.
23.
Oh, that's probably the worst dart Adrian's thrown in the whole game there, that one at double eight.
Game shot.
And the double four finds its mark, and this one is not over, despite the two-time world champion averaging 105. Gary Blades, fully 14 points lower than that in the averages. He's still just about in it. We saw an incredible game on Thursday night where Rob Cross nearly escaped with a draw against world champion Peter Wright in the Premier League, despite at some points in that game averaging 30 points lower.
134.
He was just not in the match at times, Rob Cross, and then he just kept on finding a way to win a leg here or there.
96.
And Adrian was playing this sort of stuff when he was up against Peter Wright on the Saturday last weekend. Took what looked like a commanding
81.
lead, I believe 5-1, and ended up losing in a last leg decider. But that is Peter Wright, the world champion, who's probably playing the best darts of anybody on the tour
174.
right now, as Jackpot, a 174 of his own. Again, he's left himself a finish after 9 darts.
84.
Tops? No, just only go treble 16 for double 16.
83.
No need to look at the double-double route with Blades back on 202. But this is really, really encouraging from Jackpot. It's encouraging for Gary Blades. This is one of his better displays. Double 8.
32.
Well, just having a couple of issues in that little section of the board. The double 16, double 8, Adrian. 142 won't go, so he's going to have another crack at that double 8. He'll want to get a lot closer than he's done
84.
in the last few attempts.
Game shot.
Well, double 4's not so much of an issue. Lewis 1 leg away from meeting either Jesus Nogueira or Gary Anderson, which is the next first round game I'm going to show you on this streaming board.
96.
Gary Blades only his 7th game on the Pro Tour, and this is quite possibly going to be his best average.
77.
He's been anywhere between 91 and 71. And Peter Wright absolutely annihilated him last
58.
Sunday, 6-1. Peter Wright only averaged 90. But there've been some encouraging signs here from Gary Blades,
45.
but he's walked into Adrian Lewis averaging 100, and AD Lewis averaging 100 can beat anybody, I assure you. Oh, right, then left, then back right.
21. $100.
Well, AD has been a bit hit and miss this year on the tour. He's been winning games, but it's not as if he's been blasting through people with 100 averages for the day. If you look at his overall average for the tournaments, despite playing a lot of games, it's only just above 92. However, it's not all about averages, is it? Just look at him. Look at the way he's playing. Look at the way he's throwing.
140.
It is very, very encouraging. And there have been some big ton-plus averages in there.
140.
And he leaves himself on a simple 2-dart checkout. Blades, is it 45 tops? You would think it would be. Can't do it. And Adrian Lewis is going to get match
30.
darts. Exciting to see Adrian playing like this. Well, stubbornly staying down that section of the board. He's had trouble on those doubles, but not this time around. A 6-2 victory for Jackpot Adrian Lewis. Looking smooth as silk. 100 average for AD. And I tell you what, he can win things playing like this. Can he keep it up all day? He's going to need to, because it might be a second round clash with Gary Anderson to come.
Welcome to the World Series. And Fallon Sherritt smashes the glass ceiling. Magnificent Michael McGowan, who raises the roof. Oh, that's incredible. And darting dreams really do come true. Oh, absolutely superb.
first for the bullseye.
Well, straight on with more first round action here in Wigan Players Championship 5, and we get to see
25.
the first of two Spain-based players on this board. Jesus Nogueira taking on the Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson, who's already stared at the board with absolute disgust with that bounce out, and then just throwing his second dart in the bull anyway to win the right to throw first in this one. We're already seeing results come through from around the different boards. 16 boards of action here in Wigan. Big average from Ian White,
58.
over 107. He's beaten Ron the Bomb Muhlenkamp 6-2. Confirmation Adrian Lewis averaged 99.9 against Gary Blades. Nathan Aspinall averaging almost 105.
180.
Jesus Nogueira averaging 180 right now. So the Asp seeing off Wesley Hahn 6-1.
123.
Peter Wright, the world champion, a 6-2 winner with 106 average against Darren Webster. Ton-plus averages for James Wade and Rob Cross in their first-round victories. Oh, Jesus.
81.
Jesus did step up from the Challenge Tour to play in some Players'
140.
Championship events at the back end of last year. Quitted himself quite nicely as well. Won 2 Challenge Tour events last year and earned his tour card by virtue of that. Good
100.
player. We haven't seen much of him, but he's definitely handy. And he's left himself a checkout, although it's a tricky one. Gary should...
100.
Yeah, he does leave himself a 2-darter. And a chance to leave himself tops. And Nogueira will take a ton from here.
100.
And that's exactly what he gets. So, Anderson, is it 1 dart at double or 2? Should only be 1. And is only 1.
Game shot.
And he does find a way through. Very nicely done, Gary Anderson. If he pins Top's first dart in any game, then the opponent had better be a little bit worried.
32.
Chris Murphy, my co-commentator, who's on the other streaming board at the moment, was commentating on Jesus Nogueira at back end of last year.
180.
As Anderson picks up his first max. Chris Murphy was desperate to go full Martin
140.
Tyler at some point. Give it the full Nogueira at some point. I'm not sure if he did it in the end. It's a shame.
60. $95.
Well, it's quite an easy watch, isn't it, Nogueira? The throw is pretty simple, straight, smooth, quick.
57.
Never played Gary Anderson before. This would be a big thing for him. Look at that.
140.
I'll tell you what I have noticed from just watching Nogueira here. He's got a bit of the old Jordi Maywisser, where when he brings the dart back,
121.
he literally hits himself in the nose. Just watch this. See if he does it again. Oh no, we're cutting away from it. Oh, lovely. Double 6 it is. Ooh.
88.
Now Anderson should get a dart at least at bull. Better than that, double 9. Yeah,
shot.
very nice. Gary Anderson, back-to-back 15 darters. 2-0. Nogueira misses a dart in that leg, left stranded on tops in the first leg after 12 darts. He will feel a little aggrieved at being 2-0 down, but he knew what he was up against. And Gary Anderson, having won the first one of these events at the start of the year, has then just shown... We were watching him that day, and he was averaging 102 for the day, and you thought, oh, well, Gary Anderson's back and fully firing. We don't need this 3-month wait for him to be back to his best.
81.
But we just have seen that little bit of vulnerability since then. A little bit disappointing in a couple of his Premier League
140.
performances. He's not quite there. It's certainly, you can sense it's there. There's some really good stuff coming from Gary, but it's just not consistent enough yet. So maybe his 3-month assessment was correct. After that year last year, which was ravaged by injury.
60.
This is good though, isn't it? Staying there. Now double 10.
Game
Oh,
shot.
lovely stuff. 12 darter. Gary Anderson flown out the blocks in this one. 107 average right now for the Flying Scotsman. Is he on a collision course with Adrian Lewis in the second round? I repeat that famous World
140.
Championship final where Jack popped the 9 darter in the very first set.
85. $93.
Mensel Suljevic with 100 average. Seen a lot of 100 averages.
140.
Michael van Gerwen has beaten Andrew van Gilding 6-4 with 103. Christoph Ratajski, the winner last Sunday. Only a 96 average, but that's where he lives, Christoph.
180.
Oh. I think Nogueira's rocking a 100 average here, well over 100. But he's yet to get a leg on the board. He
Six.
should get one here. He can go any route he wants here. Lovely. Really nice.
Game shot.
11 data of his own. Jesus Nogueira on the board. And Gary Anderson is not going to have things all his own way. Believe it or not, Jesus has just won that leg. It's his first leg, so he's still 3-1 down. He is averaging 110.
$59.
Well, Cristo Reyes has fallen on hard times. He's not been playing well for a couple of years, really. Tony Alcinas
81.
has been up and down. José de Sousa, the Portuguese, who's based in Spain, has become the most likely player from that part of the world to be winning things over the last
140.
year or so. But Jesus Nogueira, after a very good year on the Challenge Tour last year, be interesting to see how he progresses this
137.
year on the full tour. Certainly looks like he can be dangerous. It's an unfortunate one, slipping into the 4 segment. Could have rescued it with a couple of
51.
treble 20s, but Gary Anderson still very much in charge of this leg. And double top.
92.
Well, the finishing has been almost flawless from Gary Anderson so far, but he's allowed to miss that one with Nogueira only halfway down from 501.
96.
That looks awkward. That doesn't help.
Game
Oh,
shot.
it's a great dart. That is a fabulous dart. Gary Anderson is winning legs 15, 15, 12, 15. This looks very, very good. We've got Adrian Lewis looking fluent and smooth.
100.
Gary Anderson averaging 104 right now. They'll meet in the second round at this rate.
26.
Johnny Clayton, Premier League debut on Thursday night as a challenger in Cardiff in his home country, but he's out in round 1. Another 100 average, this time from the Hong Kong player Lung Kai Fan. What a dangerous player he is. Watch out for him.
49.
Dave Chisnell, a winner, 6-5 against Roby John Rodriguez, despite Roby John averaging nearly 98. Jamie Hughes, a winner. Gerwyn Price, a 6-0 winner against Kirk Shepherd.
100.
And Joe Cullen, coming into today, nobody had a better ratio or percentage of legs won in these tournaments than Joe
39.
Cullen. And he started today with a 6-1 win over Martin Atkins. Playing well again, the rock star. Worth keeping an eye on. He's won a couple of these titles. Another one could be around the corner.
60.
Darryl Gurney has won a battle with Matty Dennant 6-4. Only mid-80s averages there, but a win is a win for Super Chin.
140.
Gary's just had a leg off the scoring here. That 140 eclipsing his previous 3 scores.
145.
Good setup shot. And Gary Anderson makes sure that Nogueira has to capitalise on it, because if he misses here, the game could soon be over. Double nine. Oh,
18.
3 misses. The 180 pressured him. He was strolling to this leg, Jesus. Double top.
47.
Might have been a nail in the coffin. One for double four.
Game shot.
Very nicely done by Jesus Nogueira. Must have been feeling the pressure there, but manages to keep it together. It's been decent. I think there's a lot to like about
140.
Nogueira as a player. Were it not for the fact that Gary Anderson was clinical in the opening 5 legs of this, this could be even
96.
closer.
180.
Well, Gary Anderson has now hit 4 maximums and a 171.
$100. $43. $123.
Isn't it there? Now, where's he looking? 18s? Yeah.
98.
So, Anderson, 3 clear darts at tops. There's only one outcome there, isn't there? Isn't there?
121.
Well, this time,
Game shot.
it was Nogueira's turn to apply some pressure. But Gary Anderson is having none of it. 5-2. The Spaniard must win 4 consecutive legs against one of the all-time greats.
100. $140. $100. $97. $58.
Oh, Nogueira, 3 first-round exits and going out in round 2 last Sunday. But if he keeps on playing this sort of
120.
stuff, you would think there is success to come this year in his first year on the full tour.
123.
But this has been very good from the 2-time world champ. He won't end it with a
140.
massive checkout, but in fact he may end it on a very small checkout. Nogueira has to take this. Can he find the 60? He can't, and double 2 incoming for Gary Anderson
60.
for a 6-2 victory to match the scoreline that Adrian Lewis picked up in the opening game here on Streaming Board 1 and set up a clash with Lewis. 2 double world champions go head-to-head. Gary Anderson 103 average, Adrian Lewis 100 average. They both won 6-2. They will clash in round 2 here at Players Championship 5.
throw first for the bull.
Oh, we've rattled through the opening couple of games. Wins for two world champions in Adrian Lewis and Gary Anderson. We're now looking at the other half of the draw on this board. The top seed is José de Sousa, who's turned up without his dart shirt, but that is because his luggage has been left or not arrived with him from Spain. The man from Madrid, or Madrid, as they call it over there, against the man from Hull, or Hull, as they call it up there. Rhys Robinson
Rhys has won the bull and will throw first.
Now, it's a strange one, this, because José, he's not won that many games so far in the first four events, and yet, in terms of the averages, he is right up there. He is second only, well, third actually, Gary Anderson and Peter Wright, the only people averaging more than José de Sousa from the first four events, and yet he's only had one last 16 run and a second round exit.
140.
He is also hitting more 180s than the vast majority of people on the tour. He's in the top 10. He's in more than Gary Anderson. So, it is all set up for de Sousa to put in another big average after good displays from Lewis and Anderson. However, he goes up against Rhys Robinson, who's something of a bogeyman, because they've played twice. Rhys has won them both, and he's won them both convincingly as well, which is a surprise, because de Sousa has not got a losing record against many. He's beaten 6-2 last October in one of these events, the last one of the year, and he was beaten 6-1 in the early stages of the UK Open. So de Sousa, even though he's been very, very good in these events, won a couple of them last year, we've not seen him do anything on TV. Early exit at the World Championship, never gone very far in the UK Open. Players' Championship finals, he only made the second round last year. So if he is going to start jumping up the rankings, which is what we all expect him to do, it's the big TV events where he'll make those big, big leaps. And he has left himself a checkout after 9 darts.
58.
Where's he looking? 20s, bull. It is the bull. That leaves treble 20 for double 18. Ah, the Portuguese man scores. He's got all the shots. 12 darter, 1-0. And already, de Sousa is probably in a better position than he's ever been against Rhys Robinson after his 6-1 and 6-2 defeats. He's actually in front.
57.
Rhys Robinson, a streaky player, but one who can hit a lot of 180s. Seen him do it in games. He might go 2 or 3 games without hitting a single maximum, but then he just gets it right and he'll be hitting 5 or 6 in a match. If you walk into one of those displays from Rhys Robinson, you'd best be careful.
100. $60.
Fabulous game between Glenn Durrant and Dirk van Duijvenbode. Van Duijvenbode really playing some good darts.
140.
Van Duijvenbode going out in that one despite averaging 103. Lost a last leg decider to Durrant and is near 107 average. Some very, very strong displays in the opening round here at Players' Championship 5. As Robinson gets himself to a finish on the de Sousa throw.
$140.
Decent setup though from de Sousa. This might have to go. It could yet go. Needed to find that treble 17.
137.
Got second prize though. Staying in that portion of the board to leave the double. Where's he?
52.
Oh, José, it's early, but El Calculator has managed to mess things up again. I don't know what he was trying to do. Did he think he thought he wanted 72?
Game shot.
Well, it's cost him the leg there, sort of. I mean, I assume he was going for double top. I've got no idea. You know what? I just don't know what he was doing. 16, 16, and then a big fat 20 somewhere near the double. Now, if you want to get Dick Van Dyke in full diagnosis murder that and figure out what was going on, be my guest, because I don't know. But he should have been looking at double 60. 64 is like one of the most common checkouts in this sport.
140.
Once again, José de Sousa exhibiting the skills of Cristiano Ronaldo in running rings around all 10 outfield players, dribbling from his own box to inside the 6-yard box, goes around the keeper, then has to stop, ask where the goal is, and accidentally trips over his own shoes. It is entertaining though, isn't it? You don't know what's going to happen.
60.
Well, the main thing is, it's 1-1.
135.
Maybe this is it. Maybe Reece Robinson just has some sort of weird voodoo power over de Sousa, who's beaten pretty much everyone and thrown in some enormous averages.
180.
That's his first 180. You get the feeling there will be more. Robinson can't take the 148. Now, he took
58.
1-2-1 out in the opening leg, and he started on the ball. But with Robinson on a finish, de Sousa goes that way again. And he's going to do it again, isn't he? Oh, not quite. Well, what we can say is, José de Sousa knows how to take out 121. 64 is a bit sketchy. Oh, Robinson starting on the ball. And that leaves the ball.
65.
And it's not quite there. It's a bold move to start on the bullseye in that situation, but they're both at it. Double 4, José.
14.
Well, the maths was right, the execution not quite. Robinson to hit the front in this one.
Game shot.
Well, it was a little bit close to the double one there, but it probably helped the weight of dart for him for the double 12. So 2-1 for Reece Robinson. And de Sousa, despite averaging 106, finds himself
140.
trailing this match. He won the first leg, should have had darts in the second. We're not even sure if he did, but if he did have darts, he threw at the wrong target. And then he's missed 3 darts
96.
there in that third leg. So, I mean, this could be 3-0.
$41. $100.
Winner of this will face either Ryan Joyce or Kyle Anderson. The original Kyle Anderson, the Aussie, back on the Pro Tour. He's been back home in Perth. Missed the first couple of weekends. I'm sure he'll be raring to go, but what kind of form is he in? We don't know, but you'll find out.
138.
Nice switch there to the 18s for Robinson to leave himself a finish. He perhaps should have been looking their first dart, but in the end it didn't matter.
$44.
Wow. De Sousa having problems here.
$59.
2 treble 20s leaves double 8. There's 2 treble 20s.
120.
Oh. Well, again, de Sousa gets a dart at a double in a leg. Does he lose that leg again? He may. Double 16. Robinson won't go for tops. Oh, and he pins it as well. Great check out from Reece Robinson. It's 3 legs on the spin. For the third leg on the spin, José de Sousa has darts at double and either misses them or just goes for the wrong thing.
140.
mean, he is playing
60.
in a polo shirt that he's had to buy from a shop because his luggage hasn't turned up. But I'm not really sure that De Sousa would be... I mean, it'd be quite hypocritical if he kicks off at the airline for delivering his stuff to,
59.
say, somewhere that it shouldn't go. Bearing in mind that he does it for a living.
180.
Lovely stuff. 180 number 2 for the special one. That's the nickname that he's got on the official PDC system. That's the name that he puts down,
85.
the special one. I prefer the Portuguese mana scores or L calculator. Oh, look at this. He's so good. That's the thing. He's so good.
$100.
Now then, treble 19 or bull? Or treble 15? No, we're going 19s. Now, 12 and bull, probably. Bull. It's there. José de Sousa. He's only won 2 legs. They've both been 12 darters. They've been breaks of throw. He's averaging 108. He's still losing. He has never won more than 2 legs in a game with Reece Robinson. Is that going to change?
134. $82.
More winners from around the other boards. Gert Nenches has whitewashed Richard North. Willie O'Connor has averaged 100 and beaten Scott Waits, who also averaged 100. Last leg decider that game. What a match that one. Darren Penhall, the Cornwall-based Australian. I think we've managed to figure that one out after a couple of weeks of confusion. He's seen off Karel Sedlacek by 6 legs to 3. Looks a very solid, if unspectacular player, Darren Penhall. Benito van der Pas with a 6-0 whitewash of his fellow Dutchman, Jan Dekker. Nice to see Benito back playing well. An absolute slog of a game between Vincent van der Meer and Mike van Dijvenbode, but a 6-1 win for van der Meer, despite both men averaging in the 70s. Also wins for the likes of Joe Murnan, Jordi Meeuwissen, Neil Zonneveld. It's all on the Dartconnect system, tv.dartconnect.com. Can José de Sousa level this game up? Is he? Ooh, I think he might have gone for it as well.
44.
Just because, well, if he's figured out what a checkout is, you may as well cling on to that. In actual fact, he's not really done himself many favours.
83.
Ooh, neither's that though. Robinson just staying straight with that last dart would have left him a Shanghai finish of 120. As it is, 137's a lot more difficult. Now, 81 in 2 darts is not going to go. He took it out in 3 earlier.
31.
He's making a bit of a mess of this, José de Sousa. He's only going to get 2 darts for the leg. And Robinson could well... Oh,
68.
another loose last dart. But there is pressure. Double top.
Game shot.
There we go. Lovely stuff. José de Sousa wins back-to-back legs for the first time in this match. He's still averaging 104. And de Sousa, for the first time in his career, has managed to take 3 legs off Reece Robinson in a game of darts.
$96. $100.
Adrian Gray has seen off Jelle Klaassen. A 6-5 win for
42.
the man from Hastings. Winning the last couple of legs there, and Jelle was sat on double 10 in that last leg decider. I don't know if he mismatched darts, but it wouldn't surprise you. Also victories for Conan Whitehead.
100.
Mickey Mansell has beaten Adam Huckvale on the last leg decider. Tony Alcinas, the Spaniard. Robinson knocks 70 off there, so 91.
87.
Well, leaves himself on a 2-dart checkout. May need all 3, but he should at least get 1 dart at the outer ring. De Sousa, where are you going to go here? Don't go for the 20s, Jose. 19s would be the sensible one. Where have you gone?
105.
Okay. I mean, that does leave him a checkout that doesn't require the bullseye, but it is a 158, which nobody really likes. Oh, he's rescued it. Rescued it.
66.
Robinson got the dart at the outer ring that he wanted. Now then. Ooh.
$50.
Well, Robinson can get his nose in front once more. Down for double 2.
Game shot.
There it is. Double 2 is pinned. Reece Robinson just keeps Jose in that trailing position. Here we go. He can just ignite like this, and the 180s will flow. He's hit 4 in this game.
$180.
And that is a first one for Reece Robinson. I said at the start of this match he can hit a lot of 180s, even though he goes through spells of not. He's not the biggest 180 hitter in the world, but if he just finds his range, they can really flow. Oh dear. Wild one.
45.
Cuts that in half. Straight in.
$100.
Well, Jose de Sousa leaves himself 121 for the 3rd time in this game. He took it out in the first leg on double 18. He missed double 18 for it in the 3rd leg.
140.
He may need to take it out again. He started on the ball, is he? He is once again. Same thing. Oh, that's the first time he's missed the 60.
30.
Oh, dear me. 2 loose darts.
60.
I mean, I don't even know what he was going for with that last dart, because he had 95, didn't he? He's gone for 18s. So, well. That's a beauty.
$51.
Well, the first one was no help, and the next one just nestled in alongside it, and this for 5-3. Could be a tide turner. Oh, he can still get away with this. 11 segment for Bull. Treble leaves double 14. Oh, no, no, no. Missing
48.
big numbers left, right and centre. Huge opportunity squandered by Reece Robinson. Very, very high again. Overcompensates.
20.
And that's a shocker of a dart. There are 3 dreadful darts from Jose de Sousa. Reece Robinson really does have some sort of power over de Sousa.
14.
But he's also generously missed 3 darts for a 5-3 lead, and he just can't put him away. Who wants this leg? I mean, Jose's sort of trying to sort of make a joke out of it. I'm not sure Reece is that bothered.
Game shot.
And I don't think he'll be particularly happy with that. 4-4. It is a best of 3 game here. Reece Robinson has the advantage of throwing first. He's averaging low 90s. De Sousa, all that faffing around at the back end of that leg, has dragged his average down below 100 for the first time in this
100.
game. But it is still up at 97. He's been doing lots of things very, very well in this game, Jose de Sousa. Counting is not one of them, but when is it ever?
140.
But when you've got this sort of firepower, you're always going to be a threat.
$134. $59.
Oh, good leg this from Reese. Ton, 134.
82.
Oh, that's the first loose dart he's had, and it costs him a chance at a checkout. De Sousa, he's not starting on the 18s. So, I mean, he was never going to leave himself a finish there, was he?
59.
Which you kind of got to give yourself the most opportunities. But in tight games, that's even more important. We know De Sousa could take out a 167 or a 170.
42.
So leave yourself on them if you can. Better than leaving 162 and 168.
$59.
Comes up blank. And Robinson has got 2 visits to see this off and go with an leg of victory. Another victory. The only person who has played Jose De Sousa and won every game.
91.
The only person who's done that more often than Reese Robinson is Rapid Ricky Evans, believe it or not. Weird couple of bogeymen to have in this sport, isn't it?
60.
52. Oh, poor dart.
20.
He should have had 2 darts at the outer ring. De Sousa gets 1 at the very centre of the board. And that is all he needs. Jose De Sousa with a bullseye finish for the 2nd time in this game. And Reese Robinson must be feeling sick right now. Double 16 missed. He should have had another dart at it. And De Sousa just plucks a 1-2-4 checkout out of absolutely nowhere. The previous 3 visits, he was all over the place. Couldn't buy a treble. Checkouts in this game for De Sousa. 1-2-1, 1-2-4.
60.
He missed a dart at double 8 for a 1-3-6. He took out 81 on the bull.
$94. $140.
Well, Robinson, I mean, he's consistently averaged less than De Sousa in this game, and yet he has either been in the lead for most of it or very much in the match. And you always think,
100.
even if De Sousa tears off and he's 200 points ahead in a leg, you always think there might be a comical mistake somewhere just to keep you interested. I mean, he might fire in a 10-darter, but
55.
he might also let you in.
$100.
Well, a 1-2-5 checkout. Jose, I'm pretty sure, like a lot of the other Spanish players, be a big soft tip enthusiast.
140.
So, bull 25 bull. They love a bullseye, these soft tippers. Jose loves a bull. He's had 2 bullseye finishes. Well, now it's going to be treble 20 in tops. Even Jose's not that mad to go 2 bulls. Just a little high.
46.
Oh, and that's a poor one. That is a poor one. Looking to hit tops to leave tops. It's on. It's on.
86.
But it's not in. Reese Robinson missed a dart in the last leg, misses a dart in this one. He could have won this match already. But if De Sousa takes out 79, he will lose it. 20 for tops. For a first ever win against Reece Robinson.
59.
And he misses a match dart. Robinson is allowed back to the board to take us all the way.
$10.
And that is another sickener. And look at his face. He knows the game has been in the palm of his hand at times in this match, but 4 missed darts there, which would have broken the De Sousa throw. He'd have had the throw in the decider, but not to be. And surely Jose gets it done here. Exactly the same dart as Reece Robinson's first. Oh my word. Well, it was stupendous quality at the start of this match for the first few legs, and then it's got a bit more ragged, hasn't it? But as it's got more ragged, it's got more dramatic.
No score.
And it's more misses. I don't think Reece Robinson thought he was coming back to the board after his previous visit, and maybe he wasn't fully focused. De Sousa, they were both on tops. They were both on double 10. Now they're on double 5. Nobody can hit a winning double.
Game shot.
But that is that. A 6-4 victory for Jose De Sousa. He'd never beaten Reece Robinson before. It looked like he might never beat him again, but a 6-4 win puts him through to round 2. He'll face Ryan Joyce or Kyle Anderson, and that match will conclude our first round action here in Wigan.
Absolutely remarkable. That's what Michael van Gerwen does.
That is absolutely majestic.
What a dart to win it. There it is. Champagne stuff at the end from Rob Cross.
the bullseye.
Well, just like
Bullseye.
Harold Bishop coming back to neighbours, Kyle Anderson has returned to the PDC Tour. It's his
25.
first
Carl
game
won the bull and will throw
since
first.
spending a bit of time back home over Christmas with the family in Perth. It's always an emotional thing for Kyle to be leaving his family, and particularly his son Charles. But he's back here with a job to do,
140.
and it'd be fascinating to see if he tears into the 2020 season. Certainly got talent, has won one of these titles before, very nearly a major finalist as well at the
140.
European Championship a few years ago. But Ryan Joyce, a very dangerous player, and particularly at the back end of last year, looked like he'd just found a new level.
66.
He's not hit those heights at the start of this year, but is it around the corner? He just changed a tiny little thing in his grip and said it put 10 points on his
180.
average, and he started doing that a lot more. Carl's looking pretty
140.
quick. He's not hanging around. He evidently left his hotel room so quickly he forgot to bring his dart shirt with him as well.
105.
Well, nicely set up by Ryan, but this could be a 12 darter. Tough ask, the 155.
60.
So, treble 20 double eights. This is usually the strength of Ryan Joyce's game. 20 for double 18 now.
40.
Not very far away, Ryan Joyce. Could go bull. Does go bull. 20. Oh, that is a poor dart. That is a very, very poor dart.
45.
Kyle Anderson staying away from the treble. Just got a big fat 20 and I'll get a dart at the bullseye.
Game shot.
And he doesn't even hit that. And Ryan Joyce makes him pay. Nice little 13 dart leg for Ryan Joyce. Relentless, as he's known. Quarter-finalist at the World
100.
Championship. Not the most recent one, but the one before. I actually picked him out to have a good run at this year's World Championship before the draw was made. I thought he was playing so well at the back
100.
end of last year that he might be a bit of a dark horse. Didn't happen for him, though. He went out very, very early, Ryan Joyce. Lost to Jan Dekker.
96.
So far this year, he's made his board final a couple of times. The Saturday, he's been all right. Made his board final both days, and then he's gone out first round on the
100.
Sunday.
$140.
Joyce done 40 to leave a bogey number. Anderson can take advantage himself, but he won't.
57.
This will conclude our first round action. We'll show you a couple of second round games after this one, including Peter Wright, the world champion, back in action on the streaming boards and playing just incredibly
81.
at the minute. Peter Wright. Always feel like you're going to see something spectacular from Snakebite every time he's got a set of darts in his hand.
92.
$14 and bull. Oh no, gambled, pays off, gets a dart at the outer ring instead.
76.
Oh, confident from Ryan Joyce. This is not the hardest finish in the world, this. It's too hard for Kyle Anderson right now.
140.
Well then, no help at all.
Game shot.
But that is a fabulous last dart from Ryan Joyce. The first two, well, more of a hindrance, and you can see they're dropping down and covering a little bit of the bed. But he does sort of fire those
40.
darts in, Ryan Joyce. Don't think there's a great deal of loop in that action from Ryan Joyce. Quite a small flight.
94. $93.
Well, Kyle, I mean, Kyle's not got his dart shirt. He hasn't got his signature flights or anything. Has he literally just come from the airport straight
100.
here? I mean, it does strike me that he's not... Yeah, it might be as simple as he hasn't got any washed since getting back, but it just... You kind of think, this is a £10,000 to the winner tournament, you've missed the first 4 of them, you'd be fully
100.
prepared for your first one, but Kyle just doesn't seem... Maybe reading too much into it.
70, check, 55, 73.
And Kyle leaves himself the 170. He has not looked likely to take it out
134.
based on what we've seen so far, but he is Kyle Anderson. And he's just dragged a few below that treble 20, isn't he? If he wants to miss, he wants to miss just above it.
41.
I mean, he probably should have switched there, but... Ryan Joyce. 18 for double, over the top of that and into the double.
37.
It was the plan, but it wasn't quite executed. 60 and ball.
93.
Joyce again.
Game shot.
Makes it 3-0. And it's another breaker throw, and Ryan Joyce is dominating this game. It's a 96 average. It's solid from Joyce. It's an 88 from Kyle Anderson. It's a bit limp at the minute.
134.
They've only met once before.
81.
Kyle Anderson did win that. It was in August last year. It was a Players' Championship event. He won it 6-4.
140.
Ryan Joyce, not a guy who's won a ranking title in the
95.
PDC, but he's a sort of player. It wouldn't surprise you if he did go and win one of these at some point this year. He's just outside the
100.
top 32 in the world rankings. We have seen him go on runs to quarterfinals, semi-finals. Not made a PDC ranking final as yet, but
26.
he's shown he's got the game.
$99.
Well, Kyle Anderson not even in this leg, and he's in danger of Ryan Joyce blasting him off the board
60.
on his return to PDC Pro Tour action. Oh, I thought it was in.
Game shot.
It is in. There we go. 4-0. Nicely done. Just a dramatic pause from our caller Andy there, just making sure it was in. No point calling it in if it isn't.
134.
That's caused people problems before.
$93. $100.
Well, just with the way that Kyle is throwing, we've not seen him rubbing his eyes or anything like that, so that's good because he has had issues with his vision,
100.
and that's been a problem for a while. Here he just seems to be standing and delivering. He's getting up to the oche and letting him go. Now maybe he's just come here this weekend with the idea
59.
of just dipping his toe in the water, getting the arm going again, reminding himself what it's like on the grind of the Pro Tour. And he's not coming here with any expectations.
97.
In which case, it's good that he seems to be throwing quite freely. He's quicker than a lot of the time. He's not pausing. He doesn't seem to be
41.
having any problems with his vision. But, obviously, even if you're coming here just to try and go through the motions and put yourself through your paces and work your way into the season, getting done to 0
60.
in your first game is not ideal.
$99.
This is still probably Kyle Anderson's leg. It's only probably, though. And now it's possibly. Oh, and it very nearly wasn't at all. Ryan Joyce missing tops for a fabulous 151. And it rattles Anderson's cage. Double 4. Great marker. Great stuff from Kyle Anderson. That'll make him feel a lot better. There will be no whitewash. And very well taken out that. Great first start of the 60. Good marker for the double 4 and then used it expertly.
140.
Gabriel Clemens playing some very good stuff at the minute. The big German, 102 average, has seen off Dirk Telniker's 6-4.
60.
Stephen Bunting's been winning a lot of games. It's only a 91 average, but it's enough to beat Michael Barnard's 6-3. Big Hendo.
99.
He's seen off Steve West 6-2. You'll see John Henderson playing his second round game. We're still waiting for confirmation whom he'll face. Also wins for Dimitri
95.
Vandenberg, Vincent van der Voort, Mark McGeaney, Mervyn King, 104 average from Merv. Steve Lennon has beaten Jeffrey Desvaughn 6-3. Steve Lennon's playing some really good stuff at the start of this year. Keep an eye out for the
98.
Shamrock. The averages are good. He's picking up a few results. 106 average has beaten Ryan Meikle. All of this on the Dart Connect. Michael Smith, 100 average. He's lost 6-5 to Jamie Lewis. Good win for the Fireball.
55.
Well, Joyce, not particularly good there in setting it up.
92.
Kyle does at least get himself down to a checkout. It's another one of those which is big, but quite good nonetheless. Where is he looking? 17 now? And that leaves double 16. Well, Joyce genuinely in two minds there about what double to try and leave. He's gone for double 16 and missed it. Kyle wants double 18 at the end of this. Oh.
100.
Not quite. Again, good marker. Not used, wrong side of it. And
Game
once
shot.
more, the last dart finds the double. He's been good at that, Ryan Joyce. 5-1. Kyle Anderson with a mountain to climb. Brendan Dolan.
60.
Two-time winner last year on the Players' Championship Series. A 6-2 winner today in his opening game against Marco Canceller. Rob Collins, that's a really good win for him. Flat 100 average,
140.
beating Steve Beaton by 6 legs to 2. Rob Collins, not a tour card holder, missed out at Q School again, but did well on the Challenge Tour in the opening weekend. He's making up the numbers as he has done
72.
on more than one occasion so far this year, and he's picked up a win. Good stuff. I think he's known as a man of steel, Rob Collins. Good player.
180.
Ryan Joyce with his second maximum. A very good player, Ryan Joyce.
97.
Jim Hybrex has edged out Jermaine Watamina. That's one of these seeded players gone. Last leg decider there. Adam Hunt has beaten Max Hopp. Struggling a bit, the Maximizer,
93.
at the start of 2020. Kyle Anderson has certainly struggled a bit in his first game back in PDC darts.
60.
He will not leave a finish there, and Ryan Joyce has got all the time in the world to see off this 88. Double 14.
60.
Well, 2 match darts missed, but more are incoming. Kyle Anderson knows that the game is up. Work to do for Kyle. It was
100.
unlikely he was going to step straight off the plane from Perth and find himself winning another title.
Game shot.
But he
and
would
that.
have preferred to win more than one leg against Ryan Joyce, who once again 2 misses outside on a double and then finds it with the third dart. That a feature of his play today, Ryan Joyce. He is through to round 2, where he'll take on Jose de Sousa.
Welcome to the World Series. And Fallon Sherrock smashes the glass ceiling. Magnificent Michael McGowan raises the roof. Oh, that's incredible. And darting dreams really do come true. Oh, absolutely superb.